who hasn't been on. Famous xCloud Tim Dog. What's going on, man?
You're famous clown, so thank you. Happy to be here. Gonna have a little bit of time. You asked me to come on to spur the moment. I'm a fan of the show, fan of you. So here I am. You got me for an hour.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And it's going to be fun talking Xbox with you and some of the other news that's going on today. It's pretty, it's got me
I
all
wonder
riled
what
up
that
a little
would
bit.
be.
Yeah. And then, of course, on the panel is our panel members. We have Cerebral Paul from the Xbox Ambassadors Program, and who
Yep.
just did a special show today on accessibility. What's going on, Paul?
Oh, not much. Just decompressing after the show. I can relax now that it's over. So yeah, it went really good though. I think it went really well. So yeah.
Absolutely. And we have Infinite with his arcade and all the renegades behind him.
How we doing today, everybody? Sweet,
And
simple.
yep, sweet, straight to the point, right? And then we got Flamish with his comfortable pink pillow behind him, just relaxing.
Yeah, of course. I mean, everybody needs a pink pillow. It's the best thing in the world.
No,
Come on.
no,
Everybody
no,
needs.
just no,
It's so comfy.
no.
Well, so the first thing I want to talk about real quick, and I know everybody's probably seen this and talked about it, and it's been on a lot of shows, is the fact that Microsoft showed off some Halo stuff recently. They showed off more information on the campaign and the Banish stuff, and I got to tell you, it is looking phenomenal. I think they're doing this game justice. But real quick, I just want to go through the panel, see what everybody thinks, and Tim, since you're our special guest tonight, give
Okay.
us your thoughts.
Uh, well, I could tell you. I loved how Xbox the night before teased it, and I hope they do that in the future, especially when they have good news. Whether it be the show coming to uh, Game Pass or the acquisition. I really like that idea that they did that because that kind of set the table. I know that we were all hyped, and then I set my alarm. I was off the next day. Just waited, watched it live on my phone, which when you watch it on your phone, you're getting the worst bit rate, and you're getting the game. It doesn't look. It's hard to make it look good. But I was watching it, and I could see that and I knew that, and I could see, like yeah, this is looking real good. And then shortly after that, I went to the 4K OLED, my C8, and I got the YouTube link and watched it again. And at that point, it was like, wow, they really, you know, they not only did they redeem themselves, they got me like really interested in what the hell's going on. They presented it well, and the after effects is people are still talking about Halo today. People are absolutely crazy about the game. They're micromanaging it, like just like games like this seem to get they get put under a microscope, and this game definitely is being put under a microscope in some regards. Like I've heard, like the sparks of the wasp that came down. Like I noticed that, but something like that is easily fixed or polished down the line. But I think overall they got a kick-ass game here. The multiplayer really set this up too, where it's really positive. And just I've watched. How many times have you guys on the panel? How many times have you watched the trailer?
I have.
Have you
I
watched
think
it more than once? I mean, I've watched it like 10 times. So my point is that it's really impressive, and I think 343. A lot of people are going to have to eat a lot of crow because yes, it was developmental hell, and yes, this has been a crazy story. You went through three creative directors, from Tim Longo, I believe it was his name, to Chris Lee, and then they added Joe Stanton, and Pierre Hines to the case, and supposedly those guys, proof's in the pudding. The game looks great, and it's a good time to be Xbox. I really feel like they're going. We're going to talk about this next segment or whenever the segment comes up. They really can make a dent in the holiday plans with this, with what they got
Oh,
going.
absolutely. Yeah, and I have to agree with you. I watched it at least 5 times, the initial trailer anyway, for the campaign. And the fact that they were able to get this game back on track after all the difficulties and redo and make the graphics even better because of the fan feedback, and still was able to keep the semi open world kind of missions, I think that is amazing. That's an amazing feat. Many other companies probably would have just given up and either canceled the game or just did a longer delay. But I think that, Halo was a huge franchise for Xbox, and I think it was important in a sense. I know that Phil said it doesn't make or break Xbox, but I think he knew for the fans of Xbox it was something important, and I think he got the ball. He kept that ball going, so it was done.
For sure.
Infinite, any thoughts?
I'm not interested in the campaign for Halo as much as the multiplayer. I have not watched any of the campaign trailers for that. I think the last campaign I played for Halo was OTSD with the old lady years ago, but I haven't played a campaign since that time.
Okay, fair enough. Flamish?
Man, we talked about it a little bit earlier this week, Clouds. I am super excited. What I saw is such a huge improvement over what we saw like a year ago. And it's amazing how far they've come in that small amount of time. I think they really can show that they are ready to bring this game to the next level, basically to let us enjoy a game that just looks phenomenal. Um, I was speechless when I saw it the first time, and I had to watch it multiple times to really see what's going on there. But it's beautiful, just beautiful.
I agree. Paul?
I'm the opposite of most everybody. Whereas I'm not a big multiplayer person because, well, I'm bad at it. But I did
Same.
do
I'm saying.
I did do the flight. I did do all the flights that I was able to get into, um, and even I find that multiplayer refreshing and fun and exciting. And so, if that's any indication, plus what we saw in the single player campaign, which is where I'm going to be mostly focused, at least at launch. And no, I don't need co-op. I'll just do that one by myself. You know, I'll throw it on stupid easy and run through and go, ooh, that's cool. I'm really looking forward to it. I I try to stay away from all the drama about stuff like this. People trying to find fault where there is none. You know, looking. I'm just excited for it. I'm not a big Halo. I'm actually, I hate to say this, people are gonna boo me. I'm more of a Gears fan. I've always been more into the Gears story. It was always easier for me to relate more to Dom and to those guys than it was for me to relate to the nebulous Master Chief. But I'm looking forward to this. What I've seen of it, and dare I say what I've gotten my hands on with it. I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I am excited about Halo. I am excited about the multiplayer as well, and I think that the fact that this is something that is going into Game Pass day and date is a huge thing for this holiday season, and I think it's going to help sell Xboxes, and I think more casuals will pick it up that may not have had it before, and the fact that you can get, Tim, it's in your name, XCloud with Game Pass Ultimate. I mean that that
Yeah,
is fantastic alone. At least in the United States now, you can play XCloud on a lot of 5Gs, a lot of Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
perfectly fine. So
yeah.
I think
I
for
think
North America,
because
it's
it's going to
great.
go on Game Pass, because it's going to go on Game Pass day one. I think a lot of people are going to be using those 1 month Game Pass codes in the next few weeks here to get their
Yeah.
hands on it and to dip their toe in the pond, as it were. I think those numbers are going to jump big. So
They're
Yeah,
definitely going to go up. I mean,
yeah,
I feel they're going to have a real strong fourth quarter, and I
yeah,
know they had the financials and the 2%, and people were like, "Well, that's not real growth." Well, what people forgot to talk about or to think about because the year prior they had the pandemic and people just got more into gaming and they were on playing more games more than ever before. Like all three consoles got a boost in player counts and people buying into
Yep.
the network and that stuff. So they sustained that, and now they have two real heavy hitters that I mean, Halo, Forza's huge and it's a huge heavy hitter. But let's be honest, Halo. I mean, you have a gentleman on this cast. He just plays the multiplayer, and just interested in that, and that's a lot of people. And then you have a lot of people that want both, and you have a lot of people like myself that probably will get my ass kicked in multiplayer, so I'll be disenchanted. So definitely going to play the campaign, and love every second of it. But Halo could blow some serious. You could start to affect mind share if it's that good and that talked about. And I think a battle royal could also jettison the whole game. The system, the gameplay, it's freaking insane. That's all you got to say. When somebody's saying, "Well, I just played the game for the multiplayer," that says a lot for the game. You know what I mean? Like that's how good the multiplayer. The multiplayer, let's be honest, it looks like it's more appealing and more. People are talking about it more than Call of Duty and Battlefield. When has that happened in the last 15 years?
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. And shout out to 108 Dragons, aka Lemon. He says, "What's good, my 4GQ TV fam? And welcome my guy Tim Dog, the Xbox ambassador, and my retro fam Infinite."
Yes.
Shout out Lemon.
Yep.
Glad to see you back in the chats and back
Lemon!
making the rounds,
Absolutely,
man.
What's up, buddy?
Lemon. So yeah, Tim, when it launches, me and you should go to multiplayer and see who can die the most.
Oh, the bots are better than us.
This is true. This is true. This is absolutely true. Yeah.
That's why I don't play the campaign.
I mean, I played a little of the multiplayer. I get destroyed though handily. I mean, there's some real teams out there that, like, within like 10 seconds if you're going to lose the game. Like if you get
but
that
those
team,
bots are vicious. Those bots were vicious.
Yeah, towards the end, I really am excited about Halo.
Oh yeah.
That's the game. That's my game. That's what I, that's one game, and another game that it's rumored, and it's totally off the subject. But if they do the Wu-Tang game, and I heard that's real, that's freaking big for me, man.
Yeah, Wu-Tang. That game will not be for kids.
Fan.
That game will not be for kids.
Yeah. Yes. I've been watching the series. I mean, I'm a huge fan. I listened to them when they came onto the scene. You know what I mean? So I'm from New York, and I remember driving by their projects and listening to their music, and it captured the reality. They were. If you ever really the show, it's on Hulu. The Wu-Tang show is very good. It tells the whole story.
Yeah, they were. I mean, they were definitely back in the day. They were hardcore, and
I think it's true. And I shout out to Sarah Bond because she seems to be really freaking shining right now at Xbox, and she's the type, in my opinion, to ask Satya, "Hey, we need another 2 trillion. Let's go." You know what I mean? She is honestly an up and comer, and she's now on the scene. She's going to be on November 10th. Announcing the Gunk game. They're going to announce, I guess, maybe the date. But no, honestly, she's big. She's big a deal, and she's doing a real good job. They got Star Ocean, a game that was predominantly always on PlayStation. I think it was on Xbox one time before, and then like the last 4 have been on. I don't even know if it showed, but that was a huge signing. She's dedicated to Japan, and she seems like she's making some waves over there. In addition, she just it sounds like the plan for the games is basically a shit ton, and all different variety too. They even have a game for the they announced it's like a cloud compute game. It's a multiplayer. Like there's going to be there's going to be the huge Bethesda ZeniMax online games, but there's also going to be Wu-Tang's, and I'm excited to hear about these projects that keep being talked about.
Dude, I'm just excited for the future of Xbox. I think that, once Phil came in and got everything rolling, got Satya on the ball and Sarah Bond and getting all these studios. I mean, even a reboot of Fable, even though nothing's been really shown or nothing's really been announced yet on it, I'm just excited for the fact that it's coming. And I think that's going to be another huge success story for Xbox when it does drop. So I can't thank Phil enough for all the work he's putting into it. And to Lemon, another super chat, and he says, "Don't worry, Tim and Paul, I will save you like the cat in the tree. I'm the Halo Superman. I got you. Wu-Tang for life. Facts."
We're gonna have to invest in a back brace for Lemon there, Tim.
Yeah, I told him I'll send him some ibuprofen. His back's gonna be hurting.
Yeah. Tim, there's been some other news on the internet, and Xbox kind of was taking some jokes today. I mean, putting some jokes out there.
Yeah. Now, can you somebody explain to me and the audience and everything? Because I'm kind of confused. What was that a shot at, or what was that all about?
Well, they said YouTube's changing their name, right? To
Facebook.
Meta.
Meta.
Facebook,
Apparently, that's what they said. They're changing their name. They're rebranding themselves, and they're divvying themselves up in between, I don't know, multiple facets. I don't know what they're doing exactly with that regard. But I think since they're changing their name, everybody's taking shots at changing their name.
Well, I also think because PlayStation
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So there's no more YouTube?
No, it's Facebook.
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 Yeah, Facebook is changing the name to Meta.
Yeah. Because they want to invest in
trouble.
That worked so well for Meta World Peace,
Oh,
they already said they're trying for the metaverse.
So that's why there's a meme of the guy with Mark. See, I didn't know that. So the Mark Zuckerberg meme with PlayStation, that wasn't really. He wasn't really there. That's a meme of that, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think also PlayStation, I want to say announced PlayStation PC. Sony established his new PlayStation PC label for their games that are going to PC. So Xbox Twitter was a little bit on fire today because they said changing their name to X Games. ... Oh wait, and then Brenna Dacto, she's awesome, man. If you guys don't know who she is, she used to do a show with Roby on Mixer about building PC. She's really cool, but she made a joke called X Station, and that makes me think PSX for PlayStation. Now X Station, like Xbox Station, because where are you going to play your PlayStation PC games? It's going to be on a Windows machine. It's kind of ironic. So I think it's funny, Tim. What do you think
we're all going
about?
to spin that our own way, right?
What's that?
We're all going to spin it our own way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about PlayStation coming up this PlayStation PC label all of a sudden?
Well, listen, this is going back how long? 5 years, people making fun of Xbox for Gears 4 going to PC. Xbox fans telling Phil, I'm not buying your game because it's going to PC. There's been so much things about this. Xbox was told, or the narrative was, you don't need Xbox because you can get it on PC. No need for Xbox. Memes all over the place. And then, that was a big part of, narrative against it. And then, they started up with, this PlayStation, because Xbox, when they did that, like PlayStation was like, well, their fans and a lot of their people were like, well, we'll never do that. We'll never do that. For years they said that, and they held to it. And, I remember, I think I could tell myself, RDX members, all were saying that the games were going to go to PC. I think it's just logical. And it wasn't going to be a fanboy thing because at the end of the day, nobody really cares about it. People will buy it if it's on another platform. So that happened, and then today, basically all that years of debate and all that jokes flying around and barbs and all that type of stuff that went on gets basically plastered PlayStation PC. Comically, it's like it was like a huge L for those people. And now you have some are saying it's smart, which I find is funny. Others are saying, it'll never be day and date, And meanwhile, Xbox offers cross buy where you get your game free. It just gets added to your PC library on Windows. So it's a thing of value. It's a different strategy Sony's taking. But like I said pre-show to the guys when we were talking about it, I just find them to be really well behind what Microsoft is doing. Like Microsoft, they knew they were going to lose last gen, so they pivoted in 2017 and they built for this generation, and it's sure looking like they're much more prepared. And Sony, I mean, I guess it's not going to be day and date. You're going to have to buy it. Hopefully, they have some sales for people who owned it on PlayStation because I think it's kind of, especially with the value Xbox offers, it would be nice to at least get like 15% off or something. You're not going to get cross buy, but it was big deal because there was a lot of prominent Sony PlayStation voices that I've been talking to for years that were fighting about this, arguing about this, made fun of about this. I remember when they went after Rand because Rand was like Horizon's going to PC, and you had guys like Heart 8 and all these guys going after him, and it's never gonna happen, and they really made. I remember they made his life miserable one day, and I'm like, bro, I remember telling him, I says, you'll be right in the end. And sure enough, he was right in the end. And a lot of the things that he said, because he was one of the first to really know, and he had a good source on it, and he was pushing that, and he took a lot of flack for it, but he was right. And this is where they're going. From here, I don't know how they're going to strategize, but it's definitely a day of a lot of debate that came to an end. I mean, now they're in the PC market. End the story.
Yep. They want to get the PC audience. I mean, it makes sense. And there's something that Xbox did a long time ago when Quantum Break came out. I think that was one of the titles that was you get it on Xbox and then you get a PC code for it as well, like a Windows 10 code or whatever. And I remember I gave my daughter the Windows 10 code, and she, you know what, she played that on Windows 10 and enjoyed the game very much on her PC. I mean, it was perfect. I mean, Xbox did the right thing with Quantum Break, and I really hope that PlayStation thinks about this for the people that, have both. Maybe some type of coupon, like you said. Hey, you know what? If you get God of War 2, whatever it's called, on PlayStation 5, we'll give you a percentage off on PC if you decide to get it there as well. I feel like it's kind of only fair. But the writing's been on the wall with this one because they've seen that Xbox has been making moves and Xbox has been making money with their games on PC. Xbox has done it in a very smart way, though. They've done it with the Xbox app. Game Pass Ultimate is a service, and now you get PC games. You
Yeah.
can cross-play. I mean, it was just very smart integration on the teams at Xbox that worked on this.
Yep.
And
This is
I
what
just
you
want to
just
say,
said too. Crossplay. Think about that. Sony was way against that. Like they are, now they're going to possibly have multiplayer games that are going to be on different platforms with PlayStation, PC, and PlayStation. It's just funny just thinking about that. Even that they were wrong on.
Yeah, because they still push against that. They still push against
Yeah.
crossplay.
Yeah. Yeah, and even there was a rumor or something floating around where they had to pay a sort of a fee for
Yeah.
they were
for
charging developers a fee if they wanted to add
yeah,
crossplay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
something
mean,
like that.
PlayStation has kind of been shooting themselves in the foot, to be
Well, I think
honest.
they're just overprotective of their own brand and just are too old-fashioned in that regard. That they
It's a good way of putting it.
that's how I see it, at least. I mean, I hope they will see, like they are seeing eventually that it is the way that they put more games on PC, and that's a good thing. I mean, so soon we'll all be playing all the games on PC, and then we can choose to have a console on the side.
What it is, I think, is they're extremely resistant to change. They're so used to, well, it's worked this well for this long, you know, so they don't change until they see that they absolutely have to, you know, that they're going to be left behind if they don't start adjusting. Yeah.
I think Paris is watching on Facebook, and I think it said Tim Dog. I think that's
Paris. The Xbox host Paris.
No, this is
the
a
one.
different
That's on
yeah.
YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah.
the lock. Oh,
The lock. Yeah, this is the lock.
He's the real Paris. Well, they're both great Paris. But Paris, nice to see you. We got to definitely play soon. Maybe not. Maybe we'll actually play for some Halo and not some Diablo 2 garbage.
You just heard Flamish's feelings.
No, I'm only kidding. Diablo is a great game. I'm not good at it, and whenever I play with the guys like that, like they're always like 80 level, and I'm like 2, and I just get hit with a spear, and I'm dead, and I'm like, whatever.
Well, Team Dog, I got the best solution. I can learn you how to play the game from the beginning, easy.
Yeah.
When he says Flamish, he can learn you, he means he can tell you what to do as you're playing the game.
He can teach you. I will learn.
Go
you.
here. Go here.
It's all right. He is not. His English is not his native language. He's allowed to make it.
Yeah, I understand. I understood what he said. You know, I mean, I played Diablo. I'm just like I said. Whenever I do jump into it, it's usually played with like Locke, who I think he's like a level 40 or something, and I was like a 2.
Yep. Okay.
All this time, Locke, you could have played with Flamish as well. Oh, and another super chat from Lemon. First off, sorry I couldn't make the show, but Sony wants to control devs on their platform like a tyrant. That's why they milk the devs for money. Flam, stop.
What did I do wrong?
Diablo?
I think that was just a preemptive. That was just a preemptive stop. I think.
I think he was just warning you ahead of time. Yeah. Hey, Paris, what's going on, man? Yeah, but I wanted to say the one thing that, and you're right, Tim. Rand did get a lot of slack for this. He predicted many years ago, and I think it was when God of War first came out, the remake on PS4. He predicted that PlayStation would put their games on PC one day. He predicted that from the start, and he got so much slack for that prediction. And he got comments like, "Oh yeah, God of War will never go to PC. PlayStation will never allow their games on another type of device or platform." And
calling you names.
Yeah, they called him so many names over that. Just that, guess, speculation, whatever you want to call it, or if he did know a little something. But either way, I feel bad for him. And now it turns out he's right, and a lot of people should apologize to him. He should be.
I was going to say that too. Is all the people that give somebody crap like that, they never come back or hardly ever come back and say, you know what, I was wrong. I'm sorry.
You know what?
A lot of times, I've even watched them stick to their guns. Still, I've even watched
especially they will double down. Yeah, you know what? That's the new generation. I hate to say that. That's the
double down. Shit, double down on the double down.
The wimp ship internet fan generation. It's different when you're face to face, and if you face consequences if you do that shit. But you know what I mean. It's for what they did to Rand, and I literally. Rand might not like telling the story, but I'll tell it just because he probably won't even care. But he had a rough day one day, and I remember the day. There were guys, everyone was going after him, everyone, like hardcore. And I've had those days on Twitter, whether I said something stupid or I made a joke, and guys are trying to say this and that about me, or they're just trying to basically they're beating you down. So it was one of those days for Rand, and I remember telling him, I said, you'll be right in the end, Rand. And he's like, you're right. And I said, dude, do not take back what you said. And he didn't. He basically he kept to his word. And then when it came out, then Rand, he even went out like people that went out like Hard Eight. He went out at it, and he was like, "Yeah, what's up now?" You know what I mean? Because they were that relentless. But yeah, no. I think that there was that stuff used to kind of go on last generation. This generation is so much different as far as how whatever you want to say Twitter is or the way it is. I mean, but there's this today though for the people like that. I mean, if you're myself, I've been saying it. I've been arguing with he's a friend of mine, but we're cool, but we don't like the same things. Porter Rock. Like him and I remember when he first started with this, he's like, that'll never happen. And I'm like, this is just logic, why wouldn't they want their games to make on another platform when it doesn't matter? At the end of the day, I was faced with this question in 2015 as an Xbox fan. Do you really care, or do you try to do the whole exclusive thing? And at the end of the day, especially with Crossbuy, when you're getting that game, it doesn't matter. It's just somebody else playing the game and you're not. You know what I mean? And they're playing it on a different device. It's nothing more than that. It's only what you make in your head that's bothering you and, making this whole thing or this whole debacle happen, for what the things that you said. But, at the end of the day, I can see them doing something with PlayStation now. I don't know, man, though. I think Xbox was just very smart to just say, hey, let's get a strategy here, because it takes a long time. It's like now 5 years for Xbox, but it's now starting to everything started to flow, like everything's falling into place.
Oh, real quick, Lemon did another super chat to Tim. He says, Tim, be careful playing with Flamish. It's like being in the Matrix. He will control you, and you won't have the blue and red pill option. Right, Paul?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I think I played with Flamish. We played once before, I believe.
He's the one. He's the one
Yes.
that came into the party about the
Yes.
candy bowl that
Yes.
one time.
That was on
Yes.
the launch of the CVZX.
Yes, Locke was Locke was there.
Yeah,
Paris is still there. Yeah, I remember.
he wanted to play Tetris with you
Could
guys.
he-
He's
he
like,
could-
let me download it.
You
I'll
said
play
he
it
could
with
eat
you.
you said he could eat like 7 candies or something, or he could
So-
eat
so-
7
pounds
kilograms
in
of candy. Yeah, I had a bowl with 7 kilograms of candy at
in
the
2
time.
days. Yeah, in 2 days.
How
in
much is
2
that? Like kilograms to
So take double in pounds. Hold on.
16 pounds?
Yeah.
Something, yeah,
That can't be right,
Wow.
because he would be like in the ER.
He'd be dead.
It was a bucket like this big, I think. Like
What
my
the hell did you eat?
My arm big, and then a whole bowl
Wow.
next to that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you feeling good the whole day, or did you feel horrible?
Yeah. Do it.
So Flamish, do you
my
like reverse trick or treat? The kids come to your door, you open the door, take the bag, and shut the door. What?
It sounds like
Nobody needs to know, though. I mean, I keep Halloween all year round. I mean,
That's great.
Yeah, cracks me up.
You should do that on
He's
YouTube.
actually
it's been a while, though.
he's been on a diet from candy for a while because his girlfriend said he's spending too much money on candy, like 60 euros every 2 weeks.
Wow.
So he took a break, but she came home with Halloween candy, and it was for him. He's like, oh, and he opens it up and he makes all these sounds and chews on the mic, and he's going, this is good.
I love my candy. Yeah, it's been a while since I had one, and then I saw the candy and it exploded. I was like, I need it.
In other words, he is a real life version of Augustus Gloop, okay, but not as fat. Okay? The guy from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or Charlie and the Chocolate
Oh
Factory.
yeah,
Oh, he's talking about the old
What
movie.
The one who
He
gets
turned
sucked up
green.
the
Chocolate,
tube.
though.
Yeah,
The one
what
that
did
gets
he
sucked
do?
up the tube.
Oh, only candy. No chocolate. Chocolate is a
That
lot
annoying
less.
fat kid.
Wait, can a Belgian say no chocolate and be allowed to live? Really?
One thing I do want to say, though, Tim, about this PlayStation PC stuff is that I actually kind of think that it is good for players
Yeah.
because it's harder to get a PlayStation 5 right now than it is to get a
Yeah,
Series X or Series S. So a
it's
lot of
true.
PlayStation fans that sold their PS4 Pros and PS4s never got their PS5.
Yeah.
But now they can at least play some of their games on PC. I mean, that's a win in a sense for some players.
Yeah,
I think.
I think overall it's a thing that the Sony fan really shouldn't concern himself about. The only thing, in my opinion, is I have to see. It's good for Sony for sure, but I think it could be even more lucrative, and I just think that um, they have to strategize a little bit more. I mean, they're doing well though, so I mean, it's not like uh, it's not like they're doing bad because they're still selling a crazy amount, and there's still a crazy amount of hype. I don't know. I just think as the future goes along, and if the platforms just keep going in different directions, it feels like I feel like Xbox kind of set themselves up, especially with like we talked about Sarah Bond and Game Pass and all this stuff. Like I don't know, man. I think Xbox is just gonna really start to eat into the casual market for a little, especially with games like Halo. Halo's going to be a big test. Now, I don't remember the hype of Halo 5 like the Halo. This hype is like reminds me of Halo 3, and I said that on RDX. I followed all the launches of Halo. Like I said, I'm a huge Halo fan. I remember Halo 2, I was reading magazines in Laban V, was my apartment, and I was just thinking about like the developers, and this was about when the game was being developed, and I kept thinking about how the developers were making this game and it's how amazing it's going to be. And Halo 2, maybe my favorite game of all time, but I distinctly remember the hype kind of, and the forums were starting up on the internet, and hey, I was on GameStop or GameSpot's forum. It was called System Wars. It's basically a modern day version of console wars, but back then it was the same thing. So it was the same type of thing, same type of forum. And the Halo 3 just reminds me, I'm getting that hype from this game. Like that's how I remember the build up to Halo 3, and that's how I'm feeling now. I remember the Halo 5 build up was like shit, and even the Halo launch was like, I don't know, man. I just feel like this Halo really gonna be like, we're gonna be buzzing for a week. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be clear, Halo obsession, and that's going to get a lot of people into Halo. And I think it'll score well. I don't think it's going to score 90s across the thing because you got a lot of people that microscope the game. I think the multiplayer is at least 90 though for sure, but they're going to do a package. But yeah, I think it's going to review well, and I think it has like I said, I keep saying it, a potential to be huge.
Yeah.
What about them fruit physics, baby? Those fruit physics are going to
Yeah, they were fixed.
Man, fruit physics, puddle gate, all those little things that people pick out. Cracks me up. One other thing I want to talk to you about too, Tim, is Forza Horizon 5. Are you excited for that?
I mean, the game looks to be the best looking game I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It looks real life. I mean, like, yeah, Forza is going to be huge. I think
so,
they
too.
nailed it with they nailed it with the location. I liked 4, but I don't know. I feel like this is going to be the return of high flying, go up the world, do whatever you want. I think it's going to be. I think the part in the jungle when you're driving. I don't know if you saw it. There was a guy driving it, and he was driving the jungle slow. He was driving.
I haven't seen it.
It was so realistic, bro. Go watch it. It's on. I tweeted about it like 3 days ago, but you'll see a guy driving like a wheel, and he's playing Horizon 5, and he's driving through the jungle, and it looks real life. It's just like I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I was like, this looks insane. Um,
Yep.
and I always remember what Playground said. And they said they wanted to be the best developers in the world one day. And I think that that's still what they're striving for. And Forza's going to be no different. I'm thinking 93 Metacritic, easy win, easy. People are going crazy for it. And they'll play it. It'll be a nice medium, but then the big boy's coming. And then Mr. Chief will be the talk of the town.
Yeah. And
I'm probably going to get the $100 version, though, just because I'm going to have it that day.
I got you.
You can do the Game Pass version and pay the $45 and basically end up with the $100 version.
That is,
for $45. So
how do you do that?
I don't understand that either.
Go buy the $40 whatever dollar add-on that they're advertising right now in their store.
In the store, you got they got this new thing apparently. I don't know if they're gonna keep doing this for new games. I hope they do. But people that don't buy the games that are in Game Pass until they leave Game Pass can actually just buy the add-ons or the season pass.
Oh, that's good.
With
Yeah.
Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah, that's how I did with Forza Horizon 5. Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah, that's how they advertise.
Yeah, you're right.
You get the ultimate package basically for $50 because the main game is already in. So if you don't buy the game immediately, you buy it later on when it leaves. It's not gonna leave Game Pass, but when it gets like end of life, like they say,
very interesting.
Like 4 years, then you can buy the game and then you have the whole thing.
That was something that I remember people bringing up. They wanted that, so it looks like Xbox even got that down pat. Yeah, that's a little trick. They'll probably let stupid people though buy the $100 version, right?
Well, I mean, if people like the game so much, they will buy it anyway.
Some people do that.
In my opinion, I mean, you want to own the game and you want to keep it, right? Even if it is a license.
Very good point. So you do own the game if you do buy it, and not through Game Pass. Yeah. So there is.
What they did with 4 was when it came to end of life, they said anybody who bought any DLC for it, like I had bought the Lego DLC, we're going to give you a token, which is basically going to allow you to get the game for free before it leaves the store, which is what they did last month or the month before or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's something I want to say that Xbox has been very good about this generation. Also because let's say that you buy the wrong edition of the game, like Tim, let's say that you spent the $100 version of Forza Horizon 5, you didn't see the game as deal. A lot of times, if you don't abuse the refund policy, you could probably call in or talk to chat and tell me about the wrong version, and they'll help you out. Mm-hmm. So Xbox is on the ball with everything.
Customer service. I think I had gotten a game. I bought a game and whatever. Realized that something happened. It was my birthday or whatever. I got double game and I called up right away. Forgot the scenario and literally took 7 minutes and I was refunded.
Yeah, they do it immediately. It's awesome. I think they're very good on the customer service.
Yeah, they just
be any better.
Yeah, they check to see if you play it over. There are I get a lot of guys that go, "Hey Tim, help me out," and it's always the same deal when it comes to Enforcer team. It's like I've been wrongly banned, and then I'm like, okay, and then I go to a person, and then I look like the asshole because I went on your behalf, and they looked into it, and they're like, yeah, well, that person bought this game. They abused it, and it was like blatant. And, it's always the same story when people tell you that they, wrongly got banned. I mean, maybe once out of 1,000, but it's always a thing, people do take advantage of it. And I could see why, or try to, because it really literally is. You just go to a chat, you can get your game refunded in 7 minutes.
Yes.
Yep. So
you don't even need to go to chat if it's a game you bought and it's not pre-ordered, and you go to your refund. You can actually refund the game without going to a chat
Yeah,
if you played it less than 2 hours in 2 weeks. So
right.
or
So
easier
Yeah,
ways as well.
we got the information here on this podcast.
that's right. That's right.
Well, I've used it a couple of times because I bought a game that I accidentally didn't want to later on, or yeah.
I just bought Galaxy, even though I don't have money. I was like, screw it.
You bought
You know?
Guardians of the Galaxy? You did it?
Yeah, yeah.
Have
Oh
you
wait,
seen
here
my
we
video?
go.
Have you
You
seen my
listen. Here
video,
we
Big
go.
Dog?
I have to watch it. I will watch. It's awesome or is it bad?
Oh, it's a 3 minute 20 second 3 minute 30 second video. It's awesome. I gave a small overview about the whole game. No spoilers, spoiler
Nice. No
free.
spoiler.
It's my first ever
I will look into it.
review,
Put it
like impressions.
clowns. Can you put it in the in my chat or whatever?
Yep, I'll send it to you in DM.
Yeah, I will
Yeah,
definitely take a look at that.
and for everyone in
Yeah,
chat as well, guys. Come on, watch it.
yeah. You know what sold me on that was I was like, if I have an OLED, because I'm a big OLED guy, the colors of that one thing where it's like all the, you know what I'm talking about? It's all green. I don't know. It's one of the screenshots, and I was like, oh my god.
Mhm.
I heard the game looks great too.
Yes, you will see it in the video. Just watch the
I will watch
Yeah,
video.
video.
But yeah, so I did buy that today. I also realized that through my lifetime, and this is all pretty much purchases. Not like I don't do the bings. I do some quests, but I had 325,000 points for reward.
Wow.
Yeah, but then I put that up on Twitter, and then there's like people with million.
Oh, yeah.
This guy had like 1.4, and some of them because you could work it where you like search the Bing, you get like 5 points. You can do that 50 times a day.
Yep.
Then there's this other things where you could just accrue points. Quests. If you're a big gamer, you could quest it, which is really cool. I mean, I remember though they used to have the rewards where it was like out of whack, where it was basically double what it was today.
Oh yeah.
They pulled it back a little.
I wish
Yeah.
it was more.
It really was amazing when the first time it was double. I remember
Yep.
it'd be like I was like,
I
oh,
think
yeah, like
they
18.
did they change that. I think they changed it just recently when they started doing the Game Pass rewards. Is when I noticed that the reward points shim down. Like they're giving you more
Yeah.
options to get them. You just have to do different avenues to get them. Like you can still get the same amount of points. You just got to do it 3 different ways now. Like you got to do it on
Yeah.
PC, do it on your Xbox, and then do the Game Pass one.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep.
And shout out to Stinger in the chat, Gamers United Guild, bro. What's going on, man?
Woo!
So
Also,
upstairs,
yeah, Tim, the rewards did change, and I remember because in the beginning when they used to do all those points, there was people, and I think this is one of the reasons why they changed it. But there were people on GitHub that created like extensions that would
Mhm.
go through the old Bing, and it would just automate everything. And then Microsoft changed the policy and they put in a toss thing that if you use a bot or any type of automation software that
Mhm.
they could ban your account, et cetera, because there's people racking up like I mean a
Yeah.
lot.
I
A lot
remember
of
though
stuff.
the whatever the value of the thing. I remember talking like 4 years ago now. Like I'd buy games and I'd like every day I'd look at it or I'd look at my rewards and they were like $17. I was like, wow, but now it's like $7, you know what I mean? Or like $6. It seems like it has it cut in half. But as we said and we detailed that, there's ways to get the points in different ways. And obviously, at one point people don't know this, but Sony actually allowed you to do 5 game shares. So
Yeah.
that means you could share your PlayStation 5 times. They put a quick, they figured that out quickly, and then they went down to 2. But imagine you could do 5 Xboxes. It's like you really could change the system. But that's all learning on the company's end. What they do, they figure it out. They know people will exploit the loopholes any which way.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's definitely true. Anytime when it comes, especially gamers love games and they'll exploit,
Yeah.
unfortunately, whatever they can. YouTube is a tool, and the second a secret gets out there, bam,
Yeah.
they got to patch something.
Do you remember the Division when they had it was a glitch and they let it go for like a day, where I don't know, you did some type of trick and you would get all the merchandise or the loot, and people were like really upping their character on the Division because they loopholed that. And I remember I did it, and it was fun. Like, you became, you powered up real quick, and it's just funny. Like, that was all over the internet, and then everyone was doing it. I don't know if you remember it. It was a loot. It was a loot trick.
I
For
do.
the
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. A lot of the big streamers were doing it, and then when it got patched, a lot of complaints were going on. People were like,
Yeah.
"Man,
Oh, what about
now
Sea of Thieves with the what was that? Was it the double hit? Where, like, do you
trying to
remember
think."
this? There was one YouTuber. It was like you did a double hit, like with the knife, and you would kill everyone. And they exploited that, and they had to nerf it. And it was
That had to
one.
do with the
It
when you
was
held
one.
the sword into you like swing and then you hold the sword in and then like you jolted and it
Yeah,
was
well,
like a one hit
it
kill.
was that one guy was he got huge on it. It was one particular guy, and it was because he would just raid other people's stuff, and he would use that cheat move or whatever it was. It was like a double. I don't know if the chat remembers this. I mean, we're really going back with some funny stuff today, but I remember that. I definitely remember the Division and some of the. I remember that back in the day, you could get $1 million in Grand Theft Auto. Remember that? And people were buying the
Yep.
tanks.
Yeah, 360
Oh,
on the
yeah.
5. You used to be able to do those cheats to do the bounty hunter, and I had like billions of dollars in GTA
Yeah.
5. All the way to the new console. They took about 23 million away from me, 23 billion away from me.
Yeah,
So
they
I had
did
still a
that to
billion left.
they did it to
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah,
They
I
had,
still ended up quite a bit though, moving over to GTA 5 on the, but it's all gone
you
now.
still made out, or did they take
I
everything?
no,
Because I know
I
my
still made out. I
nephew.
still made out. And they took a lot, but I
Right.
still made out.
And then The Witcher 3 had the bank glitch where you could just infinite money and then CD Projekt
Well,
Red had to patch that.
no, they did a different glitch. The glitch was with the cow hides. They killed all the cows over
Yeah.
and over and over and sell those hides because that's how they made money. And then they put in a rework. So if you kill too many cows, there's a cow king or a monster that comes and hunts you, and it's like over leveled. So
That's great.
they kill the player.
That's great.
Witcher, yeah,
That's great. That's great. That's the way you deal with it.
Witcher
Not
3
turning
also
them
had a
off.
bank glitch where you could do infinite money, and then when they patched it, there was a tax man when you left the town, and you had to pay the tax man all the money that you that you kind of stole from the game.
That's
So
clever developers right there.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it was kind of fun. The hottest
The
glitch right now is on Back for Blood, believe it or not. There's a glitch on one of the levels. I think it's Act 2. I think it's a second to the last one. It's where you spawn in, and if you run all your cards with grenades, like two extra grenade slots, offensive inventory, more aggression on the grenades, like that,
Mhm.
you can get up to 6 or 7 grenades, and then you run right through the town, and you throw all your grenades at the big ogre that spawns, and then you
Yeah.
rush to the safe house. You get between 34 to 48 credits each time. It only takes literally like 3 seconds.
It's funny that you bring up Back for Blood. I might play that tonight if I have a chance after the nicking. But
hey.
the thing, the thing that annoys, I don't know, maybe somebody. Why is it that games have to take after Left 4 Dead? Like, it's always the same, like,
Well,
different variation of the droided out boss. that comes at the end, and then the bloater, and then you
Well,
have
Team Dog,
the
the reason why is because they're the same developers.
really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Turtle Rock Studios was working on Left 4 Dead.
Ah, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they upgraded. Like I think how they
Okay,
upgraded, it's a lot better than Left 4 Dead 2. It has a progression
it
system
is. It's the
that
blood
Left 4
against
Dead didn't
master.
have. Yeah,
I
it's a
remember
lot.
I played it. I played it and I liked it. I thought it was good. I just didn't understand why they always go with this, the Left for Dead concept. But that makes sense. You know.
Yeah, it is. Everybody's trying to get a holy grail of Left 4 Dead that it left
Yeah.
behind because there was no successor after Left 4 Dead 2. And that game was extremely popular. It's still popular. Like
Yeah,
people
I
are
don't
still
understand
playing.
why they don't. They still could have made Left 4 Dead 3, and they have to. And they also have. They can make the sequel to the other Valve game,
Yeah, but that
Portal.
was Valve. That was Valve.
Yeah.
Valve didn't want to, like they don't need to take risks. They're Valve. They have enough money to
Well,
spend for
I'll
I would
tell you
love to
this
see. I would
much.
love to see sequels to Half Life. I'd love to see Gordon return, or yeah,
never,
whatever.
never gonna
In a different reality, Xbox, if things didn't go certain ways, could have became a mirror image of Valve and makes two games. Because I remember in 2017, they were actually talking about not making games,
Yep.
and or just basically, becoming having a couple of studios and put out some hardware and this and that. There were times where it was bleak, but things turned around. One, Phil became a pillar, and then of when he became one of the executives of 16. But things now, I we talked about the optimism, like with Sarah Bond, and I mean, like Clown says, like how awesome is this? Like we're all like waiting for the next announcement. We know announcements are coming. Not even I think they pumped a ton of money in global, and that's why we didn't get any acquisitions. They said, hey, if we could do half of what we paid for in an acquisition, and we could have something where we could cultivate a relationship and see if the game takes off, and then make the play to buy them, which is a much safer route than just buying the studios out like they did originally, which they had to do. I believe if Perfect Dark becomes a hit, Crystal Dynamics will be acquired. I believe if the game by Avalanche, what is it? What's the
Um.
name of it?
Oh my God. Avowed.
No,
No.
it's not about.
No.
It's they showed it at the at
Is it
E3.
Redfall?
No, it's not that. This is by Avalanche. Um, it's their game, a Commando or something, or it's one
Um.
of their games. They announced it.
Oh, the smuggling game.
Yes, which I heard.
Contraband.
Yes, Contraband, which I heard very good things about. I heard that it's very good. If that game becomes big, you could see an acquisition. Or if the rumored IO game that's supposedly an exclusive, if that becomes big, IO could be within the studios. So I mean, they seems like they pumped in a ton of money into global studios, and I think
Yeah, I can
like
wait for the
people like,
Indiana Jones game.
yeah, me too. They got a ton of stuff coming.
Yeah.
Good
All
times.
right, Tim. So we have a Game Pass code to drop thanks to Paris, who does the Marvel show with us. Um,
Nice.
So we're gonna be dropping it to somebody who's listening. So everybody on the stream, please share this out. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Tell all your friends. Game Pass code will be dropped. But you know what? I want to make this kind of fun, um, and I want to see if maybe Tim, is there any kind of Xbox question you could come up with that somebody
Be
might
hard.
have to have? Yeah, good enough for maybe a fan or listener to know.
Okay. Who was the interim Xbox head of Xbox after Matrick left? I'll give you a hint. It was a woman.
Ooh, good question. I don't even think I know that one. That's a good question.
I have to look up the thing, but I remember it was definitely a person that was there. I have to look it up. And that's me trying to give you a tough question. That's a very tough question.
Flamish is already Googling.
No, I was helping giving something along to
I know,
another
but
viewer.
I know you're also curious now because you probably didn't know that.
No, I
I'm trying to get her name too. I should have. I know it's definitely happened. It was for it was like for a month, and then they just it just like now somebody else. It was crazy.
think Paris should know.
No, Paris, that's a tough ass question. And I wouldn't even try to find it after.
Paris, come on. Everybody always makes fun of my little pillow. He has feelings, you know. Come on.
Okay, so to kind of rephrase it, Stinking Corpse, you are eligible to try. You're not on the panel, so you are eligible to try for this code. So this code actually is this Game Pass code is on the channel. We all, like the panel members contribute to codes and stuff, and we have like a few codes every show to give away, and this is one of those. So I just want to correct that. So I'm sorry,
In
guys,
fact-
but yes, this one's from the
And
channel.
I'm still trying to look for the answer for this. I might have to go to somebody on a DM. I know that this is a person though. That I know this happened, so that we might have to have another question if I can't find the answer.
New rule of thumb: get the answer first before you ask.
Well, this. Well, he was
Paris
like,
says he knows
yes.
the answer. Paris says he knows the answer. So if somebody answers it, at least
Oh.
Paris will be able to answer it.
Determined
correct.
Hero says it's Tim Dog.
I got a better idea. Why not just give the
Paris says he
first?
knows the answer.
Why not give the first few letters? Maybe someone can guess it and get a code that way.
Yeah, that's the thing. I remember the name. I keep saying Mary
So,
Jo Foley, but it's not
on
that.
the
Mary Jo
mention of
Foley.
codes, I am going to drop a 1-month code into our chat too, which we will give away later in the show.
Oh, thanks, Paul. That's awesome.
Oh.
There you go. That is for Game Pass Ultimate. So
All right, Tim. If you can't find it, you're free to make up a new question.
All right, I'm probably
or make up an answer. Really throw them off.
Like a Jeopardy.
Well, I'm trying to think of a tough one. All right, just let me think. Let me think. So it has to be obscure. I just talk and I'll be thinking. I want to have it. I understand what you want. You want to have it to be a good question. It can't be like, we're all looking up the answer for the.
Yeah, I'm the Google man of the show, but I can't find it.
You can't find it.
No, I think I'm not searching in the right direction.
That just
Oh,
goes
well.
to show you.
Good question, Tim Dog. If I can find it, then it's a lost cause.
The question is so good, nobody knows the answer, including the guy who asked the question.
Wait, Determined Hero said something in the chat. Is that it, Tim?
So what's the
Was he
name?
right?
What is it? What is
Bonnie
it?
Ross?
No, not Bonnie.
Nope.
No.
No. It's like a Marjorie Green or something. It was like a Mallory. I remember it. It was like she was like interim freaking manager.
So quick, she didn't
Yeah,
even
Phil.
make the
Phil would
Wikipedia
probably
entry.
know,
Yeah.
to be honest. That'd be the person I have to ask.
Okay, Carlo, get a hold of Phil. Just ping him. He'll answer you.
I don't have access to the green phone right now.
Yeah, he
Okay.
doesn't take.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a question, and you should know this. Who is the? No, it's a shitty question. Come on, you guys are putting me under pressure now.
Put him on the
Harris,
spot.
Harris answered your question, Tim Dog. He said Julie Larson Green.
There you go. There you go. That is.
There you go, Paris. Congratulations. You got 1 month of Game Pass Ultimate. Oh, wait.
I think he's all tapped out on Game Pass.
He's right. How do you got it, Julie? All right. I can't recall names right now. That's the problem. But this
Oh, no, that's
person,
good.
all right, this person famously went on a podcast and talked about Scalebound and hyped it up to a crazy amount, and it made waves. Why? This is while he went on a certain podcast. You can say the podcast, and he talked about what Scalebound was and hyped it up pretty high.
Well, I think I know who it was.
DM me, because I can't remember his. I can remember half of his name.
Another one he can't remember the name.
Well, I said Julie Larson. I said Julie Green or something. I knew it was Green. And my apologies to Locke. I didn't think that you would know that, and you showed me. Okay, this is the question. Screw that. This is a more direct question. What was the name of the executive that left Xbox and went to Sonos?
Ooh, that is a good one. Cue
And
the
that-
Jeopardy music.
Got it. I know who it is. Can't say.
Okay. Now we have an answer. Now, if somebody gets it, they can put it down. There's no Paris paying himself his own Game Pass.
Yeah, right.
It's
Determined Hero said this is harder than 1 versus 100. And Determined Hero says Don Matrick.
No.
no,
Mark
it's not that
Whitten.
magic.
March Whitney.
Bingo.
Yeah, bingo.
All right, Determined Hero, you got yourself a Game Pass code. How can we get this to you? What's the best way to do
I'll
it?
shall DM it.
Wow, that was tough. I next time I come on, I'll have a really good one lined up
I gotta
with the answer.
Flamish. I gotta give you the code to give them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The
the
other
one in
one-
the one in the chat is from me. That goes later.
Whoops. Okay.
Oops. Yeah.
Almost said the wrong.
just hit A on the keyboard.
I'm a luck. I didn't send it.
All right, here
Oh, we
go.
would have just reversed it. It would have worked out the same anyway. But this way, things don't get confused.
I really don't think that I really find it interesting how PlayStation made that logo, though. I don't know if that was the smartest idea.
Oh, Determined Hero says give it to someone else, and he puts a smiley face.
Wow.
Oh, thank you,
man.
Determined Hero.
This is the only show I've been on multiple times where we have so much trouble giving away free Game Pass. I swear to God.
Well, if I wasn't a panel member, I would have gladly taken it. But no,
So,
okay. So I guess
okay,
someone else has
so
to get.
so Flemish, you're fired. There you go. No, I'm kidding.
Flamish, you're fine. All right, so we got Staking Corpse is eligible. 108 Dragons, if
Yes.
he's still in here, is eligible. Tick God, if I'm saying that right, is eligible.
Yeah.
Pixelbit G, you're all eligible. Let me know if you guys are still here. I hope you guys are still here, because I'll come up with a. I'll go ahead and make an easy question. The first person who answers it.
Nah, let me do it.
Oh boy.
Come
Are you
on.
going to give step by step
no,
instructions?
Really easy. It's really easy. Super
No,
easy.
whenever we let Flamish be in charge, things always go sideways. You know, including the golf balls. You know, it's just
And a candy bowl.
and
Yeah.
the candy
Bowl.
bowl. Yeah.
Tiki God. All right. I got it now. Thanks, man, for telling me that. I always thought it was Tick God. That's my fault. All right, Flamish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead and say your question, and please don't over convolute the question. Determined
No.
Hero will take your candy bowl away from you.
So if you buy Forza Horizon 5, what's the
Mhm.
first date you can play the game? Easy question. Come on.
I know the
You're
answer
not
because I
talking-
just bought it. Because I just bought it. So, I mean,
You're
I
not
just
talking-
bought the. Yep. Go ahead.
Determined Hero, who doesn't need Game Pass, is giving away answers. But that's
Well-
okay. If somebody comes up with the right answer, Flamish.
Hey,
Uh,
we got the right
Tiki
answer.
got
Yeah,
it right.
Tiki got it. Actually, Determined Hero was wrong. It's actually the
Yeah.
5th.
Now, are you now? Be careful, because there's probably two editions. Are you talking about
Well,
the early edition, or are you talking about the retail edition?
If you bought the game, was the first
yeah.
date you could play.
Pre-order
Okay.
is the 5th. Pre-order is the 5th.
So if you pre-ordered, you bought the game.
Ah, okay.
You could play.
Congratulations, Tiki God.
Woo!
Message Flamish on Twitter if you are friends with him, and he will give you the code.
Oh, he's friends with me on Twitter. He could DM out some of the code.
Okay, I'll DM you the code, Infinite.
Oh, he did end up answering both questions as well. Tim, have you been? I know that New York is a very wide spectrum especially with 5G on different providers. Are you enjoying xCloud in the New York area?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I have. I really can't talk about this, but I'll say this much: I have a really good 5G service phone, and it's very good on that. I noticed that my best connections are Wi-Fi 6. If you have a Wi-Fi 6 router, that's very good. Obviously, 5G. It's gotten to the point where, though, if you're on like 4G LTE, or even if you're on a 2.4, it's playable. At one time, xCloud wasn't. It would just like be microblotting, and it was just too much hiccuping. I basically finished the game Hades exclusively on xCloud. And if anybody here has played Hades, it's a very tough game. And it's very fast, and and I did that all on xCloud. I have to say, xCloud is awesome. It's so cool to have. It's so cool to have an option. I could have a headache in on the couch, and I'm watching the Mets game, and I just want to play basketball, but I don't want to go turn on the OLED and sit in front of it, and I just want to just play right there, watch the game. It gives you that option. There's nothing to take away from that. It gives you more quality of life, and it's never been something that was taking something away, which that's what the stupidity that was pushed out there. It was never taking anything away. All it was an addition to. And I think that that's the best way to look at xCloud. It's giving you more options to play the games that you own, the games that you content, and that's always a good thing and always a thing that should be applauded rather than put down. I mean, I've had people say, "Oh, what are you playing on that xCloud? This and that." Like stupidity. If I want to play where I want, if I want to play on a kitchen table and eat a piece of pizza, I don't care. I'll play at my kitchen table, play a piece of pizza. Give me that option. You know what I mean? So it's cool though. I've been to City Field. I've been to real hot spots. I had one. I played the game on. I did a test. I ran three gigs because I was under a tower, a 5G tower, ultra wide, and even though I was playing by without the controller and just on the phone, it was almost indiscernible. Like that's how good it was. So yeah, when you have these connections and they're super good, and the infrastructure, as we talked about, is getting even bigger and better. All the providers are getting 5G. All the providers are adding, antennas. All the routers are getting better. All the phone signals and their antennas are getting better. All the technology behind that's getting better. So, like, this is why I keep talking about it. In 5 years, imagine the phone that you're going to get. Imagine the piece of tech that you're going to get. And you're going to tell me that you could pay over 200 games, Starfield, Xbox. You can mirror it to your tablet or play on a tablet, play anywhere, and you could play on your, iPhone 22, your iPhone 20, where it's, who knows, 8K display. I don't know, whatever, 120 frames per second. I mean, it's not going to be that, but you know what I mean. Just saying, like the piece of tech that you're going to have in 5 years, just from a mobile perspective. Why wouldn't you want to have everything that you own and all the games that you own on PC, and you just see them available to play wherever you want, whether it's a tablet, your iPhone 20, your Surface 22, whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's what people really are going to start to see, and now it's just you started to really get it where you could play xCloud, you could play on your OLED, you could play on PC, and it's all just it's now you're consuming gaming differently. And I have consumed gaming differently. There are times where I just want to play a simple game and I just put it on the Rikishi on my phone, and there I am. I'm in playing a smaller indie type game, but it's fun. Games are fun.
Yeah, absolutely. When I was in New York, I really got to enjoy a strong 5G signal. It was a lot stronger in New York City than it is here in Florida because of the distance.
And
So
it's
I
the
was getting
buildings too. The antennas all over there. There's all the buildings. You were in the city, right?
yeah, I was in downtown
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Yeah. Insane.
And it was insane. I was able to play on xCloud. I had the Kishi controller. I hooked that up, and every night before I was going to bed or something, I just hop on. I played a little bit of Hades there. I played some of the easy Game Pass stuff. Got my quests in. Got some achievements, and I'm telling you, man, like Xbox is the company. It's the place to be to play your games. I mean, they are future proof in their system, and PS Now needs to catch up. I've played I have PS Now as well. Most of us Xbox guys or who prefer Xbox have multiple consoles and multiple platforms, and I have PS Now and PlayStation, and I play that remotely to my computer and from my own network, my PS5. It still is a little bit laggy. XCloud is actually faster than my connection on a wired network with PlayStation, and I just can't believe it. So I really hope that PlayStation gets it together with their PS Now, and also I'm tired of all the old games they got in their service. I mean, Xbox is always getting fresh stuff, fresh indies, always rotating games in and out, and I really wish PlayStation would try to get some fresh stuff like Xbox is. And if we're seeing
Yeah.
PlayStation come to PC, starting to copy the Xbox formula, maybe they'll start getting better. Who knows? But
Yeah. Well, I got to get going, guys. It's been fun. All I'll say is check out my Twitter right now. I just tweeted a picture of the new Craig. I guess Halo just
I
released this
just saw that.
picture,
Yeah, I just saw that.
and that's pretty
Right?
awesome. But it was a great time on the show today. I will be back, and it was a fun time. It was good to do it right. I never do that. It's like one of my rules. You have to ask before, but Clowns, I don't know. He's too good of a dude, and I had a little free time, so I said I'll do it. So it was great to be on with you guys. You guys are a fun show. Just right now, I got to get going. I got to watch this Knicks game, and it was great talking to you.
Same to you, man.
Have a good night, buddy.
And
Thank you for coming
good
on.
luck.
Thank
See
you,
you later,
guys.
Tim Dog.
Thank you.
Hope
See
your
you
team
later, Tim Dog.
wins.
You guys rule.
And yeah,
too, as
you
well.
too, man.
Later, brother.
Later, bro. Well, we still have one Xbox Game Pass code to give away, thanks to Paul. Everybody in the chat saying, "Take care, Tim Dog." Yeah, he's going to watch a Knicks game, and hopefully his team wins. That'll be exciting. Tim and I go way back to we've been podcasting together since I want to say like the end of 2012, early 2013. So we go very, very far back. We interviewed David Jaffe together, Tim and I.
Ooh, very cool.
Yeah. It turned out to be an episode that David Jaffe never forgot. And to this day, he has not responded to me. But, however, with that said, we do have a
That's
code from Cerebral Paul that he is giving away. It's a 1 month Xbox Game Pass code. And wow. So, how are we going to do this question? I mean, the last questions, we've really stumped people, Paul.
I'm not really good at those kind of questions either because I don't follow that kind of stuff. I just play games. Literally, I don't, Yeah.
I've got an I got an even easier question.
I think I got a good question for Paul first. Hold on.
Okay.
So, everybody in the chat, Stinky Corpse, you guys are still eligible. If you need an extra month of Game Pass and whatnot, I'm gonna go ahead and ask a question, and this is about Paul's history and what he does for the face of Xbox. Okay, and so this should be a little bit easier. So Cerebral Paul is an Xbox ambassador, but there is one thing that he's very passionate about when it comes to talking inside the Xbox ambassadors program. And it's something very specific, very, very specific. And
He just had a show on it earlier today, right before this podcast.
And he had a show on it. That's right, earlier today on Xbox's Twitch channel. And it's about bringing more people into the community, finding ways to get more people into the community that might not have been able to play games or might not have been able to play in the past. Bad Jeopardy music, I'm sorry.
If you're not sure, we all tweeted it out like 100 times.
Flamish tweeted it 100 times in every group that he's in, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Squishy Hero
There
got
it is.
it! Congrats! Squishy Hero,
There it
do
is.
you need oh no, wait, who's got it first?
No.
Somebody got it right
Squishy
before
Hero. Squishy Hero.
No, it was,
Squishy Hero on Twitch was
No,
just
the one I
before
saw come
Bosnian.
up first in our thing.
Mine,
in
Bosnian 09 accessibility.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
Well,
come
I'm
up
looking
first.
at the two at the same time. I'm not looking at our feed.
the one I saw come up on the YouTube feed.
Yeah,
was,
animated says it came on his feed. This where it was first was
And
Bosnian 09
Squishy
as
said
well.
Bosnian got it first. So Bosnian, you have won a month of Game Pass thanks to Cerebral Paul. So thank you for watching and hanging out with us.
Actually, to be honest, it's thanks to the Xbox Ambassador program. It was given to me because of what I did earlier today. So
Nice.
That is awesome of you, Paul.
Awesome.
Very
man.
awesome.
That's paying it
What's
forward,
up,
brother.
Graphic?
Yep.
So Bosnian, find a way to get in touch with We'll make Flamish the code giver guy. Flamish is the code giver
do it
guy.
to Flemish. I've been
Find a
busy
way.
today. Make
Find
Flemish
a
do
way
the
to get
work.
in touch with Flamish. However you got to do it.
Flemish likes being touched, so it's okay. So it's all right.
What's up, Jay?
He likes being DM'd. That is true. He's like, ooh, who DM'd me? Oh, Bosnian stacked up. Okay, so we got to think of a different question. Unless Squishy needs it.
Well, they were bothly 1 second.
Squishy, did you need a month of Xbox Game Pass? It seems like Determined and Bosnian got the stacks. Yeah.
And he doesn't need it.
Squishy must have stacks too.
I
Okay.
don't need it.
Wow.
Jesus.
So Graphic God, Stinking Corpse.
We need no question.
Yeah, we need new
pay him for the poor Stinky.
Damn it. I can make the easiest.
I have to say
question.
that the chat is amazing because those people who don't need the pass are passing it on.
Absolutely.
They're not
Graphic God
hoarding
says,
it. They're
"Gimme."
not taking it.
That is
I
true.
said he'll take that.
Except for Jay, who just wants it, but you know,
Probably doesn't need it. He's probably stacked for 3 years as well. Xbox gave him the privilege. He's stacked to 2032.
Yeah. Here. I was just talking about how generous the chat was, and Jay's like, "I'll take it." Shit.
So Stinking says, "Give it to Jay." And I think Jay is the only other eligible person. He might get it by default. He might get it by default. This is the first time that everybody's passed it forward.
That is true.
Oh, wait. Graphic God says he's stacked too. That's how you know how good Game Pass is. You don't even. You
We're
can't
all
use
stacked.
It.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't need it.
Yeah. I'm probably the only one that isn't stacked.
And if I would have used it, I probably would have. I still have my old Xbox here that I'm going to mail to some friends in California. I would have included it with that, but I was trying to be nice. So,
you know
Maybe
what?
just
Why
have
don't we
to
just do
give
that?
the code
Let's
to
keep it fast forward.
Yeah,
man.
give it to-
I'll just pass it.
Paul.
I'll just pass it to Brody and those guys. Four brothers, 4 kids, 13 and under that they don't have an Xbox or Game Pass. So.
Yeah, give
They
it
could
to
use
them.
it.
They could use it. I
Yep.
do want to say, like Squishy Hero in Twitch is saying, really love the honesty, guys. I love it when you say, I don't need it, I can use it.
Right.
Give it to the next person. I love that. Really great from the community.
It shows
That
that
is
our community is a
true.
great community.
Jay, if PK needs one, I'll get PK.
Oh, the lollipop in Flamish's infamous video. I need to get that back on my thing determined so I could show it off again and pop it up. Because he's also known as the Belgian Flamish, yeah.
Dragon Spice.
Yeah, Spicy Spice Flamish, is that what it was?
Dragon
Belgian,
Spice.
the Belgian sensation, right? The sensation.
Belgian sensation across the nation.
and Dragon Spice, yeah. So that is true. Graphic God is correct. And it's up to Paul at this point because the chat is so honest. This chat has been. We probably have the most honest fans out there. PK did ask for a 1 month code earlier today because I think his daughter didn't have one. So I think that's what it was.
Well, then let's kick it to PK then.
I could take care of PK. I got a couple controllers here with the month subscription.
Well, if you want to take care of PK, then I'll take care of Brody and his brothers.
Yeah, take care of buddies. I'll take care of PK.
That's awesome.
Wow, this is cool. This is really cool. I like to see this kind of stuff.
I've seen so far. Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, PK's not here today. He's not feeling well.
Ignore the code, guys. Don't touch the code, because if I give it to Brody and that work, I'm coming after you 3, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I'm stacked, okay?
If there's one that's not stacked, it's me. I'm not touching the code.
I pay mine monthly too. I'm not stacked either.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I pay for 3 accounts. All the same, man.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
wow. Ouch. You need a family plan. You need a family
Yeah, no
plan
doubt.
really bad.
Bosnian is like, I love when a plan comes together. It's like he planned it all along.
Well, you know what? Maybe next time we'll have to give out either like Marvel Unlimited or DC Infinite, whatever, something like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I would go for the DC one. I quit the panel for the DC one. Oh, no, I'm kidding.
Thanks, Paul. No, just kidding.
Oh.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out today. It's been a fantastic show, and having Tim Dog was refreshing. It's been, I love podcasting with Tim Dog. It's been a long time since the last time we hung out together on a panel, and he's just a fun guy. So I'll let everybody do their outros, and who's to my right? Let's see. Am I doing the wrong way? This way? No. This.
I'm to your right, or
Yeah,
I'm that way.
that's
Yeah,
right.
that would
Yeah.
be me.
This
That
way.
would be me.
No.
So you can find me on Twitter, CerebralPaul1, Twitch at CerebralPaul, YouTube at CerebralPaul, Xbox CerebralPaul921, and I don't have a show for next week to talk about as far as for me personally, but I do have on Wednesdays I do midweek gaming on the Subscast channel. On Tuesdays I do Retro Renegades. On Thursday I do this show. On Sundays I do Good Morning Xbox on Nukem's channel, and when I'm still awake after that I do the Flemish Experience. And on Friday and Saturday, I show up for community game night and hang out with those guys. So it's like I'm not busy or anything. I have a lot of free time. No, I'm kidding. I have no free time lately. So there you go. That's where you can find me in all those places and doing all those things. The best thing to do is hit me up on Twitter, though, CerebralPaul1, and then as I go live and as I do stuff, it all gets posted there. So.
All right. And also, Paul is into the Xbox Ambassadors program and talks about accessibility. So stay tuned to his Twitter handle because I'm sure there's more stuff coming up.
There is gonna be more stuff coming up that I can't really get into right now, but yeah.
Yeah, so stay tuned because Paul's always working on something cool, whether it's with Xbox or a magazine article, anything about accessibility, and I love to see that, man. Accessibility hits me right in the hearts. I get the feels. All right, so let's see if I could.
That would be Flemish. Yeah.
It's like always the other side. No, of course, guys, you know me, Flemish, for Fudgy TV, but also for my own channel, Flemish, where I have my my show called The Flemish Experience, and don't forget about RetroRenegades as well on Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. So yeah, always fun.
Awesome.
And don't forget to check out the video I just made, first impressions video from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Absolutely, yeah, it was really good. It's 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's different than his video. That's different than his videos on his OnlyFans page. That's different. Yeah.
You know, you could do an OnlyFans page on video game instructions. You could guide people step by step for like $9.99 a month.
Oh my god, really?
He's a new game master. Nice.
Yes, he's like the tour guide, right? Like the tour guide. So first you pick your character, then you pick your skin, then you pick your weapon, then you walk this way, you walk left. No, you gotta go right, pick up the chest, then you look in the chest, pick up the item in the chest, equip the item in the chest. Now move forward, but not too far forward because you don't want to die. So hold on, I'll save you on higher level. Don't trust me, I'm higher level. I got you. Stand behind me. Oh, you died. I told you, come back.
By the way, for those of you who've never experienced, that's exactly what it's like playing with Flemish.
No,
Okay, that's
not exactly what it is
That
like.
sounds about right.
I don't know. No, I
yes,
don't agree.
yes, yeah.
Well, at
But
least
it
you
is-
always have fun.
It is fun, yes.
Yeah.
Especially with Diablo 2 with step-by-step directions. No clowns, you can't talk to that person. No clowns, that's an inanimate object. No clowns, why are you going that way? So also, awesome guy below me, whose name is on the screen, and he's got a whole arcade full of goodness. Yes, that's Final Fight. Yes, that is Qbert. Qbert's one of the best games ever. Oh yeah, we'll definitely be doing Back for Blood again. Hopefully Paris will join us. Maybe even Tim Dog if nobody else is available. But this guy below me,
Who's
Forgot about
just
me.
he's just
staring at his
waiting.
camera.
He's waiting for me to say it. Yeah. So where can we find
Anyways.
you, Infinite?
Catch me's obviously here, and then these two other guys, they're my right, my left, your right. I don't know whatever side it is. That side over there. Catch those guys with me on Tuesday nights at RetroRenegades. Plus, we'll have the other chat that's here too. Is always with us as well. So shout out to you guys.
And thank you everybody for coming out. It's been a fun stream for sure. And Infinite and I have to play Demio one day. With Flamish, so he can tell us step by step what to do. And you can check us out, 4GQ TV, and all the other stuff that we're dropping the MCU after show. We got some interviews lined up with some more voice actresses, and that's cool. And Back for Blood streams, absolutely determined. We'll get that going. All right, later, guys. See you next time, and thanks for hanging out with us.